Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, September the 4th, 2020. Welcome to another eBay video. Today we're going to be discussing USPS Cost Adjustment labels and how they're not accurate and how they're costing all of us money. We're going to talk about a possible scam that I think I averted. We're going to talk about your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. So let's get right into it. Guys, it's a beautiful sunny day this Friday. It is the first day this week it has not rained. We've had rain every day. I'm glad to get a sunny day, and I'm glad it was a Friday so you guys could enjoy it as well. I want to start out with your comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video. There are quite a few of them. It was probably one of the most commented on videos I have ever made. So let's get into it. Dennis Copper wrote, I got messages from eBay that a buyer wants to return an item. The buyer did the right thing and chose change mind. It should really be lost my mind. Return denied by me. After doing that, not a single message from eBay confirming it. They're really good at sending you multiple messages when someone wants to return an item. But when the buyer has been denied, all you get is crickets from eBay. This tells you the game is rigged. In that case, I do believe that we as sellers should get some kind of notification from eBay. ZXC wrote, I had a cancellation request 90 minutes after the buyer bought it in July. I had already boxed it up and printed the shipping label, so he emailed me to cancel. I told him it was too late and I had already shipped it. Then he wanted to know if he could return it, which I didn't answer. When he got the $100 item, he must have decided to keep it, and I never heard again over a month later. However, if the item is $1,000, I learned it's better to cancel the order rather than take a chance of getting scammed. Caleb Bay wrote, I ignore messages about cancellations. I decline all cancellations unless I have other incentive, like they're in Puerto Rico or something. I then just use the process if they return it. They have streamlined all the processes pretty good. I can solve most all problems without needing to write any messages or call eBay. Don't waste your time arguing with people. Just let the process sort them out. It works most of the time. Simon Liverton Central wrote, Hi Joe. In the UK, I've had buyers buy items and within a short period ask to cancel. I wonder if eBay is showing our competitors' items after purchasing them so that they can keep our seller fees as a credit. Simon. Well, Simon, I can guarantee you that eBay is showing our competitors' items after our buyers purchase ours. That I can guarantee. LawnPro.biz wrote, Joe, you sound like you're talking about my cancellations and it's like a carbon copy. Feedback threats I'm going to return, and they tell me I'm just not as described to get free return shipping, and I don't, nor will I ever, cancel an order. I got negged and eBay would not remove it, but still I did not cancel. LawnPro.biz, if the person negged you and wrote in the negative feedback, refused to cancel, I personally feel eBay should remove that. Because that shows buyer remorse, all right? And eBay should cover us for that kind of thing. Miss Ellie wrote, may I please ask a question? How do we know if they have been shown an item cheaper and purchased it? Miss Ellie, it's a little technical how to find it out, and it doesn't work all the time. But let's say you sell an item right now, bang, the person pays, and then 2 minutes later wants to cancel. You know that eBay showed them the same item cheaper. So what you do is go to that person's feedback that just canceled on you and see if there's a really recent one, the most recent one, and see if it's for the same item. All you have to do is click on the feedback, and let's say it says great buyer, paid right away. Then go to the feedback of the person who just left that feedback, the seller. Click on their feedback and then click on left for others, and it will show you the items they left the feedback for, and you can see if there's an item in that list that matches what you just sold this person that wants to cancel on you. This only works with sellers who leave immediate positive feedback for their buyers. And I implore all you guys not to do that. I implore you not to leave immediate feedback for buyers, because when they cancel, they get a free feedback without paying for the item. Rubber Wilbur wrote, I offer free returns, so that means I have to pay for shipping back even if they just change their mind. I do this to get the 10% seller discount, and because most of my items are lightweight and cheap to ship. I end up coming out ahead doing this. With that said, I too have been declining to accept cancellations even if they're requested minutes after. I know it's because eBay is advertising my competitor and will save the buyer like 10 cents. SMH. But the majority of the time when the buyer gets the item, they don't request to return, which has pleasantly surprised me. I myself will never offer free returns. My items are too big and bulky and expensive to ship, and that would drive me right out of business. St. Paul MN Seller wrote, Joe, you must know about this glitch that has started around the day after this video. eBay is helping us sell more product with this glitch. Quote, the seller is currently away and is not processing orders at this time. You can add this item to your watch list to purchase later, unquote. Shows up sporadically on my listings. I haven't seen that particular glitch, but I have encountered quite a few glitches this week myself where I get the screen that says, quote, it's not you, it's us, unquote. I'm sure many of you have landed on that screen this week. I've seen a lot of talk in the Facebook groups about it, and I have no idea what to attribute it to. Charles Foreman wrote, Joe, can you tell me just the hell how are we supposed to sell items and get them posted when eBay has been down for 3 days now? I have no clue if I have sold anything or any way of doing postal labels or marking items as dispatched now. This is just utterly ridiculous and disgusting. I've tried to get a call back from eBay, but it says the wait for a call back is 45 minutes, now over the hour mark. I don't run an online business, but how the hell do people running a business cope? Thanks, Charles in the UK. That, thankfully, did not affect the US sellers. eBay was not down, to my knowledge, totally at all in the US this week, although we did encounter many, many glitches. Charles Foreman wrote, Joe, I think people these days are getting more and more ignorant. They want and want, as these people coming in are what I call the spoiled generation. They have been brought up to want and get everything they want right away. These are the generation coming through now as they have grown up and are at the age where they can come onto sites like eBay and Amazon. They are the generation of moaners. And you can never please them no matter what you do for them, without even a thank you from them. Never leave feedback and want to return everything or scamming everyone all the time. To contact you through your business is just absolutely ridiculous. They have a platform here to send questions to you, and very often others like Dennis Copper and others will answer questions for them. Magic Video Joe, Charles in the UK. Charles, I agree with you 100% on some of those topics. Anybody contacting me should do so, as I said last week, through my email, crazynydriver@aol.com, and quite a few of you contacted me this week, a lot of new people. And as you all know, every single person who contacted me through the proper venue got an answer either the same day or the next day. So it's working out very well for me. Nancy Stockwell wrote, you're right about the change in the eBay atmosphere. I've had more non-paying buyers the past few weeks than I've ever had before. It's so bad that when someone buys an item, I wonder out loud if they will actually pay for it. I have more items I'm waiting for payment on than I have ready to ship. I've had a lot of people waiting until the last hours of an unpaid item case, right before they will get an unpaid item strike, to pay for the item. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I have changed a few things. 1. No more automatic feedback. Now that is something I would never ever do for any reason. I will never leave automatic feedback. 2. As soon as I open the unpaid item case, I put the buyer on my block list. Sounds reasonable. 3. More of my items are getting listed without free returns. My God! Why would you ever list anything with free returns? Oh. That's like spinning the wheel of fortune and realizing that no matter what number comes up, you're going to lose. I'm still making money, but when I buy something from someone or a company, I can't wait almost a week to pay for it. ZXC wrote, lately I've been getting questions on, what is your best price? No matter what I say, the buyer isn't going to buy it. A serious buyer doesn't ask this question. I think it's better just to ignore these people. That is my most hated question. What is your best price, or how low will you go? I get these constantly, and I do one of two things. I either say, please try and get it from somebody locally to save on shipping, or I ignore them. It's been working out very well for me. Deals for Yins wrote, hello Joe, another great video. I appreciate the hours of dedication you put into these every week. I agree with your take on the level of program being done at eBay. Dennis Copper must not be aware that most of the development and programming is done offshore, and their quality is consistent with incomplete software requirements and a lack of end user or stakeholder requirements in their testing quality. I suspect that eBay prioritizes based on their internal profit drivers and not the seller priorities or needs. You are spot on with your take on the competitors and fishy deadbeat buyers navigating off the payment screen, and the result being your listing is not available to good buyers and the 5-day wait until you get final value fees back and can relist. Of course, eBay will just take the position that this is the cost of doing business. eBay creates a toxic seller environment that you have to navigate through. They know that you have to endure it because they have the largest platform. I took about a year for us not to take their treatment personally. I'm going to read one more comment and a few replies to that comment, and then we will get on with new business. And the last comment was actually a question from Anui Blue. Why so many thumbs down straight away? He wanted to know why my video got so many thumbs down within the first literal 2 minutes of me putting it up. And I responded, they are fishy accounts. Ryan Glazer wrote, thumbs down is still good for the YouTube algorithm. Engagement is engagement, whether fishy or not. This is why most of the viral posters on YouTube would rather you leave a thumbs down than nothing at all. eCurb wrote, Joe has a fishy stalker. The chubby guy... Joe has a fishy stalker. The chubby guy in the photo on the whiteboard behind Joe on his deck. This fishy stalker has multiple accounts and wastes his time logging into and out of each one in order to give Joe a thumbs down. What he doesn't realize is, like Ryan said, the thumbs down actually help Joe's videos. And lastly, Dennis Copper said, he even got here before I did. He must have a red light with a siren go off as soon as Joe posts his Friday video. So guys, that's the comments from last week's video. Before we get into some new business, let's take a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Very, very good. First item of business is USPS cost adjustments for shipping labels. Lately, I've been inundated with these things. Now, if I make a mistake on the weight, that's my problem and I should have to pay extra. But I'm going to show you right now conclusive proof of them charging me more money, and the reason that they stated is not valid. So let me just go to the cutaway and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it. Guys, I've been getting quite a few of these messages from eBay saying that I have USPS cost adjustments. I want to show you a couple of them now and why these concern me. These two came in the other day, both in one day. It says I underpaid 26 cents and 24 cents respectively. Now this is not a big deal, except for the reason. It claims the service on the label was priority mail, which it was, and it claims the actual service was priority mail, which it was. This is the same on this case as well. I do not understand what their complaint is. The weights were correct, the service was correct, yet I'm being charged. And these are just pennies, 26 cents and 24 cents. There are so many others that are much worse. Let me show you something. Going back to the two I just showed you, there's not even a reason code in here. It says underpaid 26 cents. Underpaid 24 cents, but there's no reason. Now, let me just jump down to this one here. Here, they charge me $24.83, not because of any weight problem, but because I reused the box. I usually use a post office priority mail box, which is 12 by 12 by 12. I have a special size I buy, or should I say order. This time I used a box apparently that was 2.5 inches taller, although the other measurements were the same. So are you telling me that 2.5 inch difference would be $24.83 in addition to the approximately $20 that I already paid? Now that doesn't seem right. Let's get back to the video now. Guys, the last 2 months I've been inundated with these things. I showed you in the first two examples of where they have no right to be charging me any extra money because I use priority, and they're saying in red lettering that I use priority. So I don't understand. I mean, it's only 26 cents and 24 cents respectively, but in the next case they're charging me $24 over the $20 or so that I already paid because a box is 2.5 inches taller. If it really was, let's assume it was. That doesn't sound right either. They're charging me $40-something for, and it was a lightweight box. It weighed approximately 6 pounds, because I remember what was in it. But it wasn't the traditional box I usually use. It was a box I reused, so it possibly could have been 2.5 inches taller, but I don't think that warrants $24 extra. What do you guys think? I'd like to hear about that and any messages you got where you're being tagged for more money from the post office. This is why I'm moving a lot of my shipments over to FedEx. I'm comparing every single item I sell when I go to print the label. Anything that's $1 or more savings is going with FedEx. It's working out very well for me. Next, I have an interesting story about a possible scam. Actually, no, it's not a possible scam. It is a scam. And I want to explain to you what happened because this is a highly unusual story. It's the first time this ever happened to me. First, in order to understand the story, I got to show you the item. This is a Chevy rally wheel center cap, and it bolts onto the wheel using plastic lugs that go in like that. See? When I sell these caps, I sell them with the 5 plastic lugs included. Because without the plastic lugs, this is worthless. It will not stay on the wheel. You have to have these. And most eBay sellers don't have these. These are very hard to get. Okay? I have a source where I can get them, so I'm very lucky. Which is why I sell a lot of these items. Plus, I sell them very cheaply, approximately $20 plus shipping. Normally, I'm not the cheapest seller on any particular item, but I can afford to sell these for $20 each because I bought these last year in one of those bulk buyouts that I do, and I bought a lot of them. So I can afford to sell them for 20 bucks each plus shipping and still make a nice profit on each one. So anyway, I've been selling a lot of these. 2 weeks ago, I sold a couple. During this week, one of them came back, unannounced. Now usually if someone's going to return something to me, I get a return request opened. But I didn't get a return request opened. One day, the box just showed up with the cap in it. I open up the box, and the cap is there, but the 5 plastic lug nuts are not. So I was like, son of a, you know. He skinned the 5 plastic lugs because he needed them for his own cap, and he's trying to pull a fast one. So I looked at his name. He was from Texas. Sorry guys, I have to report the news the way it is, all right? I'm not casting shade on Texas. Someone said that a couple of weeks ago. I'm just reporting the news as it happens. It's a coincidence. But anyway, I didn't recognize his name as a buyer. So I went back and I checked my sales history, and the person who bought this was not this guy. It was another hubcap dealer like me. Apparently, he needed one for his customer, and he had me drop ship it directly to this guy. Okay? You with me on this? So this guy didn't buy directly from me. He bought from the other hubcap seller. The hubcap seller bought from me. So now I realize what happened. So I said, well, I'm not going to do anything right now. I'm going to see how this plays out. So just yesterday, Thursday, I get a message from the hubcap seller who bought the item from me. And he says, I can see by tracking number 123456 that you have received the cap back from our customer. Please credit our account for a refund. And I wrote back and I said, I'm not crediting you with anything. I said, your customer kept the 5 lugs, rendering this hubcap worthless. So he wrote back to me a few hours later and said, I have spoken to our customer, and he said he returned it in the exact condition that he got it. Which of course is not true. I would never sell them without those 5 plastic lugs because that's what makes the sale. I wrote back to him and I said, take a look at the listing you purchased. You can clearly see the 5 lugs are in the picture. I would never send this out without the 5 lugs. And as a hubcap dealer, you should know that without these 5 lugs, this hubcap is worthless. So he just wrote back to me after that and said, thank you for the information. So right now, that's where we're at. I would like your opinion on that case. What do you think about it? I don't think there's any way I could get hurt on this. I mean, if the other hubcap seller wanted to open a return request and then manually fill in the tracking number that his customer sent back to me, he might be able to do that, but I would fight it. I would fight it to the very end because that customer skinned the 5 lug nuts off, and that got me very mad. I don't mind telling you. But I figured I would tell you guys about that because I think it's an interesting story. Now I have an important announcement. Today is Friday, September 4th. Next week, Wednesday, write this on your calendar. Wednesday, September the 9th, eBay is putting out its fall seller update. How do I know this? Last night, eBay invited approximately 30 top-rated sellers and influencers to an online discussion about the new fall seller update, and I was one of the honored guests. The only codicil is we are not allowed to discuss what was shown to us last night. So I'm going to have to honor their request in that matter. But I will come out and talk about it once this is made public. Now, on Wednesday, I happen to know I have a full caseload for grand jury, so I will not be available during the day. I could possibly put out a video Wednesday night, or if not Thursday, or if I really fall behind, then I'll have to talk about it in my Friday video. But I just thought you guys would want to know that there will be a fall seller update coming out this Wednesday. So yeah. Sales this week were remarkably slower than they have been all summer. In fact, this week is probably my slowest week of the summer. No, not probably, it was. I didn't get shut out or anything, but my cheap items are selling, nothing expensive is selling. Sales really ebbed off this week. I think it's because it's the Labor Day weekend and people are planning on going out and doing things, and that's to be expected. I expect this entire weekend to be very slow because it's, you know, it's the last hurrah of the summer, and as I said, people will be going out. So don't get too nervous and concerned if your sales tank till next Tuesday. That being said, I'd like to tell you guys that I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Each week I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you stay successful as an eBay seller. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comment section what you want me to hit up, and I'll be glad to try and do it next week. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask, and I never will. I will never distort my voice on a video because I feel that's dishonest and unscrupulous. Heck, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So guys, that being said, I hope all of you make a lot of money this week on eBay. However, don't be disappointed if you don't, because it is the Labor Day weekend. Rock on and peace! And as always, I'm going to close with my tagline, those 3 words that you all know, love, and follow to the letter. Those 3 words are, don't be bitchy!